Social media is a powerful tool for raising awareness about your church and communicating your values. But one study found that less than 40% of churches have a strategy for using social media, and far fewer are actually using it effectively. In this episode, I'll share research about 4 types of social media content that churches post and tell you which one is the most effective. Hello, this is Larry Witzel with another ministry insight from SermonView. If you've been listening to the podcast or watching the YouTube series, we would love to hear from you. Send an email to podcast@sermonview.com or leave a comment on YouTube. And please subscribe so you get immediate access to future episodes. North American adults spend almost half their waking hours in the digital space, and scrolling through social media is a big part of that. Social media has become a popular communication tool regularly used by 3 out of 4 internet users in the United States. And because of this, most church leaders know that they should be using social media as part of their communication plan, but few actually do it effectively. One study found that less than 40% of churches have a strategy for using social media, but most of those strategies are either not put into practice or simply ineffective at building relationships online. Having a strategy is one thing. Having an effective strategy is altogether different. And actually implementing an effective strategy, that's truly rare for churches. So, what's actually effective? For her dissertation, my classmate, Dr. Kaylee Spilger, looked at thousands of social media posts by churches and found 4 broad categories of content. The first she calls bulletin board content, where the church simply posts promotional messages about the church and their upcoming events. These churches basically treat their social media profile as a bulletin board announcing church events and services. The second type of social media content is what she calls photo album content. These are posts with photos and videos about past events. A church posting this type of content has a social media profile that's essentially a flip book of photos and videos showcasing past activities. The third type of content is Bible study content. Churches focused on this type of content view social media as a discipleship tool to grow their members spiritually. Their posts are focused on members and include devotional messages, sermon clips, as well as scripture memes. The fourth type is outreach content. This includes entertaining posts as well as posts focused on sharing the gospel message. Dr. Spilger found that most churches focused on just one of these first 3 types of content. There are bulletin board churches, there are photo album churches, or there are Bible study churches. However, she also saw a few churches taking a holistic approach, which included all 4 types of content, including outreach content. The Apostle Paul wrote, "How can they call on Jesus to save them unless they believe in him? And how can they believe in him if they've never heard about him? And how can they hear about him unless someone tells them?" To me, that sums up the fundamental purpose of social media messaging for a church: to proclaim Jesus, to encourage each person to take a step closer to him, and to foster a community of faith. Of course, you're not going to be communicating deep theological truths in a 280-character post, which is why we need to be inviting people to participate in opportunities to go deeper, in addition to sharing simple truths online. So, what's the most effective type of social media content? It turns out all of them mixed together. Dr. Spilger found that the most effective church content treats social media not as a bulletin board talking about the church or even as a collection of Bible study posts, but as a window into the life of the church. These churches post all 4 types of content: bulletin board posts talking about upcoming events, photo album posts showing past activities, Bible study posts encouraging spiritual growth, as well as outreach posts proclaiming gospel truth. When you do this, someone scrolling through your feed will come away knowing the purpose and personality of your church, and even will potentially engage in the life of your church through social media itself. That's the most effective social media strategy for churches. I'm wondering, why do you think most churches only post one type of content? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you ever feel like you're just grinding out ministry? If so, check out last week's Ministry Insight on the importance of avoiding burnout by doing something you love. And please subscribe so you get access to our future episodes. Pastor, thank you so much for the way that you pour yourself into your church and your community. I love the work you do. God has placed you exactly where He wants you because you're the one with the talents and experience that He wants to use in this community. So be of good courage. Be patient. God is doing an incredible work both in you and through you. I love you guys. I'm cheering for you. I'll see you next time.